Hey yo, hey, what's up? How are you? That's right. I don't know what happened there. That was rough. I had two of those happen in the exact, pretty much back to back, so I just dumped everything. Welcome back. I feel like we should just start from the beginning. That was rough. I've never, yeah, exactly, right? Totally. I think that was actually my computer, honestly. I think my computer did that. Um, yeah, that's honestly expected, of course, when you're doing live streams. But that was rough. That was just like it just kept like almost coming back, and I was like, no, no, give me connect, give me something. All right, so what's going on? Well, how's it? How we doing? How we doing now? Yeah, exactly. We just got cut off in the middle of our stream. So where were we? Companies need to get on tokenization train. That was about where we were, I think. Companies need to get on. Why not? Why are they not getting on? Creating a digital token. That's important. There was something else that I wanted to look at while we're still getting everybody back in here. I'm going to go find it. Can you get a recap? Let's get a recap. We launched our Codius host. Gaming on crypto is a big thing. Gaming on crypto. We also looked at, let's do a recap. Google releases near final Android P beta. So looking at coders, hitting up this API, building out apps, crypto apps. We need more crypto apps that work. Apple, so hard to get your apps approved. Why? What are you guys doing? The least we can get some on Android, right? Ripple pushes towards utility by giving away XRP, just a coverage of what we already know. A lot of the university giveaways and the Ellen DeGeneres giveaway and the Xspring projects. If you guys know any entrepreneurs that have successfully have a track record of bringing things and making them work and popping them off, bring them to Xspring. Send them to Xspring. Economist says Bitcoin futures killed a strong rally in early 2018. What? What? No, don't. Why? Someone said this actually on a comment like a week ago on my video, and you guys always know what's up first. You guys are on the up and up. You know what I mean? The Ripple and the Dunes blog yesterday, XRP community blog, unreal. If you guys want to look at that, we can look at that. You're going to look at the player chip? Okay, let's look at player chip. Let's catch back up, and then we'll go look at those. Why companies need to get on tokenization train. Tokenization, the key word, the name of the game, tokenization. Looking at what that does, you know, we can say, right as we're saying this, tokenization, et cetera, we can go and look at this blockchain use for voting. Blockchain use for voting. Boom. That's pretty exciting. That's exactly like an example of the blockchain being used. And then the gaming crypto idea. We're looking at this game launched paired to crypto. It's an ERC20 token called Golder, but we're talking about building out games on top of not better, but different cryptos. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to say one's better than the other. It's better. XRP's better. Even TRX, something else other than Golder. I don't know. Maybe Golder's great. Let's compare player chip to experience points. I have not seen Apollo's code. I have not. I'm not really too worried about them. I'll let them actually like figure out what they're doing and make some strides before I turn any attention to them again. They paid for so many bots to like be thrown at me, and like they're so threatening with me that I almost made another video just like thrashing them, and I was like, nah, not like, who are these people? So looking at this, champions of crypto, we looked at this really quickly before we left. Champions of crypto, Binance with their crypto to fiat Uganda exchange. Exactly. This looks really good. Obviously, Mainframe goes into the World Airdrop Tour, donates 1,000 Ethereum. Super exciting. Public voting DApp. Exactly. 2020 election, here we come. That's right, public voting. I'm excited about that. And Buterin, the Ethereum, provides scalability research grants. That's right. That's exciting stuff. So catching up, it's pretty easy to catch up with that. And then we're going to look at this really quickly. Paying with Ether on Amazon. Time to meet Zeeks. Zeeks is a product concept for zero fees to pay on Amazon with fiat. Well, that's about to catch up. So what we're looking at a few other things. Vitalik Buterin, he's he's continually tweeted a couple times about Apple's restrictive app store policies. And I'm glad that they made an article on this. This is something that I wanted to talk about, so I pulled it up. Why is Apple's restrictive app store policies not criticized more? And I think this is a great point. Why is it not criticized more? Huh? Like, how hard is it to get an app in the App Store? Pretty dang hard. You know, and I can respect Apple for trying to make sure it meets, you know, certain, you know, whatever red tape it has to pass. But looking at getting more de facto filtering power over mobile internet users than many governments. That's right. They have more filtering power than most governments for mobile apps. Nobody complains. So it's because they have a market domination, a monopoly of the market, and they're really slow to let crypto apps in. That's for sure. They're really slow to let crypto apps on the iOS App Store. Ripple's literally paying people to use this cryptocurrency. We've seen that regurgitated already once today. It's just talking about how Ripple's Xspring and a couple other partners and the university giveaways are trying to encourage people to look at the utility of XRP. And I can say that's good. I think that's good. Looking at this, it's a headline from yesterday. Ripple partner bringing crypto exchange for XRP, Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash to 23 million users. It's like we don't know who it is. It's like no one knows who it is. Oh wait, it's SBI. Oh yeah. Just because you didn't put it in the title, we thought maybe it was something new, but no, it's not. So we know that SBI Virtual Currencies is launching. We know that they have the pre-registered users. We know that they are expecting 23 million people on a new cryptocurrency. No. 23.47 million people specifically. SBI Securities with approximately 4.26 million accounts. So there's a lot of expectations and anticipation and excitement about this. And they've gone as far as just to start shouting about the launch without the SBI in the title. In case you were like, woo, Ripple partner brings crypto exchange for XRP. It's SBI. That's right. We knew it already. We knew it. That's just how the crypto news is. You know, like they just regurgitated a couple times, 3 or 4 days. Check your internet after your stream. Okay, how's it looking? Looks good. It's Google Fiber. It's on. Japanese Financial Service Agency to change crypto exchange regulations. That's pretty exciting also. Crypto troll John McAfee claims hit BTC killed people. That's right. That's how you get someone's attention. Just start making bold claims on Twitter. Crypto exchanges have become the thing that we have originally fought against. Their power is immense. Hit BTC, for example, has increased suffering of millions of poor people who cannot afford the minimum buy-in since it's greater than their monthly income. Boycott them. I've heard a lot of people complaining about Hit BTC recently, and what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this Hit BTC debacle? Do we like them or no? I do not use them that much. I have an account. I have like maybe $50 in there and some weird tokens that I couldn't get on Binance, and that's about it. God Hates Globalists. That's really interesting. What was the name of that documentary? Redcoin is on CoinMarketCap. They have a Twitter tip bot too. Okay, very nice, very nice. Redcoin tip bot, eh? Eve, tell me more. WireX adding XRP to their debit card. Re-he-he-heely. WireX XRP. 20 hours ago, XRP functionality to be added to UK Bitcoin wallet company WireX wallet. Can I get this card? I want this card right now. The cryptocurrency wallet linked to cryptocurrency and traditional currency exchange and payment solutions is soon to add support for Ripple's wallet in the coming days. That's great. Honestly, we need more Ripple wallets. We need more functioning Ripple wallets and not just, custodial services like this, but also standalone like wallets for your mobile phone and for your desktop and stuff. So what does that mean? Well, basically, I feel like XRP especially doesn't have enough apps and wallets and custodial services in a sense, and I think there's a reason behind that. I think there's a reason that is the way it is, and it ties into my one world currency conspiracy video. You can go watch that if you want to know more. The Wirex is a cryptocurrency wallet provider linked to physical and virtual Visa debit cards, as well as cryptocurrency and traditional currency exchange payment solutions. So this is pretty exciting. They have 2 branches in London and Singapore, or they have branches in London, Singapore, Tokyo, Delaware, Toronto, and Kyiv. I'm excited. I'm going to get one. I want one right now. Can I sign up right now? Take my money! Let's see. Bitcoinist.com talks about Bitcoin market still in a growth phase, says bullish trading expert. So still in a lot of a growth phase, still a lot of up and down volatility. People are just kind of on the fence, I think. And that's what we talked about yesterday a lot, was that BTC still the main discussion. People are still on the fence for it. It's kind of exciting, I think. It's kind of exciting. I saw something that was released, and I'm trying to pull up right here. It was like an email about virtual machines. Can anybody remember? It was on Twitter maybe this morning. Let's just go to Twitter. There's a couple other things from Twitter I wanted to show you guys today anyway. Here's this guy. Here's this guy. The Rippening. If the U.S. government decided to spend, and he meant bought, 5 million XRP or 5 billion XRP and promoted adoption via Federal Reserve, the price could skyrocket beyond some random high number, thus making the U.S. a holder of 2.9 trillion, etc., etc. This is kind of like what we're suggesting in the One World Currency video. You know, like how can they make it work for everyone? How can the U.S. and the Fed and the central bank maintain monetary dominance? I think that's the question, I think. And looking at this as possibly what would happen in that instance. There was something else that I wanted to show you guys. It was this article, I think. JPMorgan Internal Cryptocurrency Prediction Report. Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ripple, Cardano, Dash, Litecoin are here to stay. This is not the article I was thinking of, but it's pretty exciting. Calling those top cryptocurrencies as the coins that they think are going to stay, and looking at the potential of pretty much any of those doing strong. Any of those having a strong return. Trillions of dollars headed into the crypto market. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. As long as the team shows up every day, as long as the team shows up and puts the work in, and as long as the coin doesn't like fall apart entirely, just like no one shows up, no one puts the work in, no one keeps putting effort in, as long as they keep the coin together, it should be fine, right? As long as they can keep it together, it should be fine. And I think that's potentially why I like a lot of the stronger the coins. Every single coin they called out, other than Dash, is in my bag. I like all these coins. I can't decide between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Ethereum and Ripple and Cardano, obviously lit. I've never done any Dash. Maybe I should get in on the Dash and some Litecoin, of course. That's pretty exciting. Atlas, stop talking about Apollo. Nobody cares if you guys bought 150,000 bots for your Telegram. Like, nobody cares. I've seen your Telegram. It's a bunch of bots, bro. What's my Twitter? My Twitter is the Kung Fu Nerd, like that. Atlas can stay and try to harass us. He's just a fool. It's like this. The Kung Fu Nerd. I won't put the there, but that's how my Twitter is. And here we are looking at Japanese financial service agency to change crypto exchange regulations. Probably one of the bigger things to kind of sneak into the news today. The reported FSA reportedly is considering to regulate crypto exchanges by the Financial Instrument and Exchange Act instead of its current legal foundation. So, looking at regulating crypto by the Financial Instrument and Exchange Act instead of their current legal foundation, the Payment Services Act, according to Sinkai. This means the exchanges will have stronger customer protections. That's good. That's what we want. Specifically, exactly, yeah, someone took the other Kung Fu Nerd in Twitter. I can't get the regular one. I can't get the regular one. Under this current registration, cryptocurrencies are legally positioned as the same means of payment as electronic money. Should the FSA start regulating exchanges under the new FEIA, crypto will be treated as a financial product. The FIEA will also open up the possibility of introducing crypto derivatives like ETFs, exchange-traded funds. So this is what we're always talking about. And it's fun to see it's fun to see this all add up. It's fun to see these things come together like we thought they would. And, you know, we can talk about they're potentially going to do this. We can talk about, oh, they're potentially going to put they're putting all the tokenization together. They're putting the registration and clarity together. They're going to change the laws to make it work. Oh, and they did it. That's right. They did it. They made it work. Japanese Financial Institution Services talking about how to make clarity in the regulations to entice, I think, more custodial services for crypto. And that's pretty much as exciting as it gets. SBI Exchange is online. Hey, Eve Leland, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Eve. Andrea, turn your volume on. I'm sorry.
I thought it was on my headphones.
SBI Exchange is online right now. I don't think it is it? Teddy Bear? I think that somebody asked that earlier in the stream. When is SBI going to go online? And I think, honestly, even if they go online right now, they're going online and just letting in people as much as they can, right? So it's kind of like we talked about this before. Coinbase slows down the registration because they just can't take as many at once. So even if they do go online, you know, like it might be hard for us to sign up. People that have already signed up and on the waiting list, they're just, you know, waiting. They're just waiting on the waiting list. That's what a waiting list is. Hundreds of ICOs fail. Bitcoin gains more dominance. So if you guys didn't notice, Bitcoin has been gaining dominance. It's up to, well, it was up a little bit more. It was at 42% dominance. And you can see that that basically it means a lot of coins are let go of. You guys ever go look at the recent gainers and losers? You can see, well, you can see coins that are doing well, which is exciting. But you can see the coins that are doing horribly, which is even more exciting. Like the ones that have just tanked completely. You bought 1K XRP last night. Very nice. Very, very nice. Did you buy 1,000 of them or you bought $1,000 worth? 2,000 of them. I like your style. I like your style. Breaking news. Trump is physically fighting the prime minister. Just stop, Margie, okay? We're trying to focus right now on crypto. We're not looking at Trump and his $500 invested. Yeah. That's my purchase too. I just did that as well. Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day. You sent me an article. Let's go look at it. I was looking for an article that I found earlier that was basically I think it was like JPMorgan or someone talking about virtual currencies, and it was a really good read. I can't find it right now. I can't find it, guys. So let's go and check out this article. If XRP was declared a security. I think I saw that one. The upside, right. The upside. So, the discussion of whether XRP is a security or not has been looming over the minds of all crypto traders. What if Ripple is declared a security? The first thing will happen is a total dump of the coin in crypto markets. It will spiral out of control, worse than the meteorite that supposedly killed off the dinosaurs. I don't know about that, actually. I don't know if I agree with that statement. I don't know if it'll spiral out of control or totally dump worse than any coin. I mean, I would assume it would take a dip, but I don't know if it's going to like be that bad. There'll be a lot of comments and disgruntled XRP holders. They will reiterate Brad Garlinghouse's statement that it's not a security. Should they not be disgruntled? The way I see it, Wall Street's begging for a Ripple IPO since last December. This is the problem. Is, you know, the SEC and Fed and everyone wants us to just keep going the way we're going. Like, let us just keep printing money and let us just keep, you know, using fractional reserve banking and let the U.S. dollar have soft power and be the world reserve. No, we don't care. We don't care about your lies anymore. Okay, SEC and bankers. You know, I don't care if they've been begging for Ripple to be an IPO since like the dawn of time. I don't care if they've been begging for anything because the people of the world have been begging for some type of equality or some type of functional, rational system that benefits the people. They've been begging for that for years and they did not listen. So guess what? You're going to take it. I hope someone sent the SEC some lube. Oh, that's right. That's right. I don't think it'll hurt XRP either. It will still succeed. Exactly. You guys got to think like the SEC is only in the States. And if the States is losing soft power, and if they try to pull some last minute ditch effort to like rein in power and be like, XRP is security and we're gonna launch an IPO, like the rest of the world's gonna be like, ha ha, pfft, good luck with that. They're gonna be like, oh, really? Funny. Honestly, the SEC is just trying to figure out how to make this work without stepping backwards, and they're going to have to step backwards. There's no way Ripple going IPO is going to be better for anyone. Not going to be good for anyone, except for SEC. And you know what? We're tired of caring what they want. We're tired of caring what that's going to do good for the SEC. So, you know, they should not be. But should they be disgruntled? I got a little hot. Let's keep reading. XRP can now be regulated by the SEC and listed on the numerous traditional trading platforms in Hong Kong. Oh boy. So they're saying that basically they think if it's regulated by the SEC, people will be able to trade it and buy it. Well, if they're an accredited investor, they can already trade and buy unregulated securities. So that doesn't seem like a real big win. They're saying like, oh, if the SEC can regulate it, then they'll be able to list it on numerous exchanges. Well, guess what? Maybe they'll list it on numerous exchanges anyway because no one cares about the SEC anymore. It looks like the SEC was relevant back in the 50s when they started that thing, or in the 1918, whatever they started it. I don't even know, 1950? When they started it, it made sense. It was relevant then. They were helping people be like, oh, this is a security. We're going to register it. We're going to prevent people from being taken advantage of. And it looks like they no longer even have that capacity. I don't think they even know how to participate in this current system. So they're just trying to hold on. They're like, can you hook my red wagon to your rocket ship, please? Please hook my red wagon to your rocket ship, mister. So yeah, SEC's only in the States. States are losing soft power. I'm sure they're pushing to make Ripple I'm sure they're pushing like, guys, let's make Ripple an IPO. It'll be great. And I'm sure Ripple Labs is like, uh-huh. Tell me more about this plan you have. Tell me more. Exactly. It only hurts the US. Asia, Europe would just continue on without it. They'd be like, sweet. Sweet deal. You hear that? The States is out. XRP will be deemed a security. Peter from Decentralized TV becomes leader of SEC. Okay. I don't know who Peter is, but if he wants to work for the SEC, that's like a dying career move if I've ever heard one. You're really not worried about it. There's absolutely no way they'll label it a security. The government has already ruled it a currency. If they do label it a security, honestly, it might be something that's labeled security and then changed later. It might be like a false flag. Like, it's a security, people panic, and then the government buys it all up. And they're like, actually, it's not a security anymore. Hey, guess what? You know, because if it goes as a security ruling, they basically, you know, they're just able to control that in the States. People really could just do anything outside the States they want, and there's not a lot they could do about it. So, and they know that. I think the reason that we have this gray area is because it coincides with the 70% stock correction that's about to happen. It coincides. I read something yesterday. We should bring it up. That like the stock market's only surviving from companies buying back their own shares. What was that article? CNBC, companies buying back their own shares just to keep the stock market afloat. And we're looking at this in combination with, oh, hey, there's me. I didn't have me in the video. We're looking at this in combination with the idea that there might be something coinciding here, right? The stock market has a 70% correction in August. We're looking at gray area around XRP. People like They don't know if it's a security. I'm not sure. It's a gray area. I'm going to stay out of it until they know. And then guess what happens? The stock market correction in August happens. The SEC and the Fed and the world, IMF comes out and says XRP is going to be cleared as not a security. It's a true cryptocurrency, but also somehow we're going to try to regulate it, and et cetera, et cetera. There it goes. And you can see that the gray area right now, I think, is perpetuated purposely. The gray area is perpetuated purposely because they want to make sure that that no one knows. Like no one knows for sure. There's a lot of gray area, and that's good for them right now. The uncertainty is the card they're playing right now. So companies buying back their own shares is the only thing keeping the stock market afloat. This could be speculation, but people are calling a 70% stock reversal that is about to happen in August. I think that's going to coincide with the final bottom of BTC. The final bottom of BTC will happen right as the new pairings of XRP and fiat are happening and developed enough to push the price of XRP to be decoupled from BTC. BTC at the new bottom will probably have a huge amount of buy-in. Even though I know we're big XRP fans, I think BTC will probably have a good run. XRP will have a good run. Ethereum will have a good run. Bitcoin Cash will have a good run. And looking at tying these markets together for the first time, they're probably both going to drop, right? They're both going to dip really low, and they're going to be like, okay, we decided to tokenize everything, and we're tokenizing the stock market now, and we're tokenizing the fiat, nation-state fiats, and it's all regulated under a new world bank. And no one can say this is going to happen. No one can guarantee this is going to happen. I can't guarantee it's going to happen. Anybody that tells you they know for sure is completely lying. They're lying to themselves if they think that they know. So I can happily say that I'm excited to see what's going to happen with this. I can honestly say, referencing that article that we just pulled up, what was it? The XRP, a security one. Where did it go? Where did it go? Leroy, I agree with you 100%. That's actually one of the things that we say all the time, is that this news is old. A lot of this news is just regurgitated. In fact, most of the news today in all the articles is just regurgitated news from a few days ago. So if you have a problem with that, Leroy, bye-bye. And bye-bye, Leroy. Bye-bye. Get out of here. So we talk about that all the time in crypto. This news is old. All the news is old. They just keep regurgitating it to keep us interested, but there's always gems. There's always little highlights of important information in there, and that's why we're here looking at it. So we can see a lot of these articles are regurgitated. We can see a lot of this news is just people playing with these ideas over and over again. Even this article, here's the upside of Ripple being a security, being declared a security. There's no real definitive answers in here. There's just ideas that people are discussing. And here's the reality. Here's the reality of the situation, okay? If you aren't able to have a conversation with someone, like if you can't have a conversation without trying to be derogatory or insulting, then you're not capable of having a conversation, which means you should leave that space, right? The only way that ideas are exchanged is if you're having a conversation, right? So that takes two things. It takes listening, which I'm afraid maybe you guys, Leroy could practice doing that, and then also it involves communicating and sharing your ideas. Now the thing is if you are listening and communicating your ideas in a nice, safe space, that's a conversation. If you're not able to listen, then that's a problem. Okay, so the idea that anyone knows, no one really knows. The idea that we're gonna see a 20K XRP, as I've called before, it might seem ludicrous. It might seem insane. I'll happily make some other price prediction videos that are lower for you guys that you don't want to challenge your imagination or limitations of your imagination. We'll make some lower price predictions for you. No big deal. But as of right now, looking at the long on XRP, people are always talking about the short and long. And what that basically means is, like, are you thinking it's going to go up or down? And I am so long on XRP, I can't even tell you how excited I am. But the reality is that most people, as we talked about yesterday, they're still not talking about XRP. They're talking about Bitcoin. They're talking about Ethereum. And that's the first two on the list. It's the ones that bring people in. It's pretty much the main discussion points if you are talking about crypto, right? So you're talking about Bitcoin and you want to have a conversation. That's why we're not blocking anybody. That's why I've not blocked any of you guys that are here trying to talk smack, because I want you to be welcomed into this community where you can actually have a conversation, where you can actually take part in an exchange and share ideas in a safe way. If you're going to show up and throw insults around, I just feel sorry for you. That's your own problem, and it's your own experience. You're just having your own experience there in your insult world. So again, we're looking for inclusivity, the idea that we looked at yesterday. We're looking at inclusivity, trying to bring people in. So if you want to show up and have a discussion, anybody that wants to show up and actually have a discussion, that's fine. I'm happy to have you. So a lot of people are still just talking about Bitcoin, the potential that that Bitcoin is a scam, or that Bitcoin's a huge undervalued asset, right? That's the main discussion right now. People are like, have you heard of Bitcoin? It's a scam. No. Have you heard of it's not a scam? Like, people go back and forth about this all day long. There's still discussions happening about the utility of these cryptos. And you can see, I was trying to look for this article with the virtual machines being referenced. Maybe we'll do a video about it later since I can't find it right now. But it was some corporation mentioning virtual currencies and their role in possibly replacing fiat. They even said that in the article, or in the email or whatever. They said virtual currencies actually do have a likely chance of replacing nation-state fiats. Word for word. That's what it said. Word for word. So if people are going to be like, oh, it's not going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. Well, guess what? The bankers disagree with you now. The bankers and corporations around the world, they're starting to put their intention and efforts into crypto. That's why we're here, and we could still be early adopters in a sense, because I've said this before, it's my favorite analogy in a sense. All the cryptos right now are like ships that we've built, and they're all just sitting in the port. They're just waiting to be launched into the open ocean. None of these have really been out in the open ocean yet, except for maybe Bitcoin, I guess. You could say it went out to the sea and it came back to port maybe to beef itself up. So yeah, we have no killer apps yet on crypto. We have all these people coming out like every day, corporations looking at taking part in crypto in some way. We have the game companies looking at introducing games on crypto. We have blockchain being used for votes. You've got paying with Ether on Amazon coming out with this Zeeks concept. There's so many solid things look at. There's really nothing short of amazing news every day. Even with bad news, there's a gold and silver lining. Looking at that, if it's a security article, I continually don't agree that it'd be good for XRP to be a security. I don't think that has any relevance outside the States either. So that question kind of is a moot point for me. Like, moot point, nobody cares about XRP's regulation as a digital asset outside the States of a security or not. Everyone else has already moved on past that. Everyone else is already thinking like, how can I build on this? How can I use this? How can it benefit my company? So it's important, I think, for us to be patient and to remember that this is happening. So we're looking at about 30 minutes on this third video. The first two dropped. So we're trying to not go too much over 30 minutes. So I'm going to look at some comments and see what you guys are talking about, and then we'll look at some articles if you guys have any more, and then we'll call it. We'll roll it down. The creation of Bitcoin and blockchain was genius. Yes, it was. Yes, it is. It's a good move. It's a good, strong move. We need people like Leroy to challenge us and balance everything out. That's right. That's why we're not blocking him. If he wants to show up and have a conversation, he can. What about all the things Apollo has accomplished? What is that, Michael? What you guys want to talk about Apollo? Do you think XRapid's going live during Q3? Yes, definitely. I think it is. Margie, you funny. Margie, you making me laugh. Thanks, Atlas. I appreciate your support, your sideways support. Again, I'm not offering investment advice, so that's good that you're not taking it as investment advice. You thought XRP was a currency. Me too. I thought XRP was a currency. Wait a minute. Is it not? It's a true currency. We're true currency appreciators here. We only appreciate the truest of cryptocurrencies. I'm a crypto connoisseur is what I am. Yes. A crypto connoisseur. I'm changing my alias, guys. I'm changing it to crypto connoisseur. All right, that's it. Don't be a Leroy. No. The Ripple in the Dunes blog post. You want to look at that really quick? You kept saying that, and I feel like I was looking at one more thing to look at. Let's look at that right now. What is it? Ripple in the Dunes blog post. This one from a day ago. I like it. Let's see what it says. Ripples in the Dunes. All right. I think I'm picking up where this article's going. I'm picking up what they're putting down. It's long. Let's check it out. Nestled neatly between the sea and the desert, a modern metropolis has grown out of the sand. One might see camels in the tents of Bedouins in the old section of the city, but you'd be forgiven the cultural jet lag upon arrival in the bustling new areas where the world's largest and most luxurious hotels stand to watch the sky. Dun dun dun. In the last few decades, the GCC states have employed their oil income in ways to improve overall standard of living in their countries with spending on public education. What's the vision for 2030? Look at this vision for 2030. They're not talking about 2019. They're not talking about 2020. They're talking about 2030. They're looking at 2030 cashless society. So maybe we're not a year or two early. Maybe we're 12 years early. And that's okay. You know, like, not a big deal. 12 years early for this cashless society by 2030. And what do you guys think that'll mean? What do you guys think that'll mean by that time? Our aim through the Financial Sector Development Program is to place the Saudi financial market among the largest markets in the world by easing and enhancing access for foreign investors to the local market, increasing the share of capital market assets. This will be achieved through a number of means, including enhancing the account opening process, establishing co-trading linkage, expanding product offers, increasing flexibility, providing attractive investments, and we seek to deepen the capital markets, which will lead to increased liquidity of the financial market. This is all the things that get us really excited about the protocol tokens, about the utility of protocol tokens, because all they're citing right here, this development of this financial sector, it's really like a foundational layer of services that's provided with these protocol tokens. So, excitingly enough, thank you so much for sending me this article, Joel. Thank you a bunch for sending this article. This is a really good article, and you're right. It's a long read, so we won't be able to cover all of it. Maybe we'll do a video specifically about this for you guys. But we're looking at some really big ideas here. You know, banking the unbanked. Definitely, you never want to leave out the Fertile Crescent area for possibilities with financial markets and investments and global trade, etc. So think about micro investments. Think about portions of micro investments. You can't right now invest in a micro portion of a company on the other side of the world, but with the creation of these international payment rails, the creation of the ability for you to have tokenization of shares or tokenization of portions of businesses and buildings and contracts and etc., then you're looking at a whole new world. Honestly, it's so hard to think, oh my gosh, what's the potential? Because it's limitless. Honestly, it's only limited by our imagination. And that's what gets me really excited. Looking at providing utility for the unbanked, looking at being a foundational layer for custodial services for financial institutions around the world. This is called infrastructure inversion, right? Right now, there's plenty of people around the world, the unbanked, that have no access to the literally the infrastructure that supports daily life. And they're looking at introducing these protocol tokens and like Elon Musk going live with worldwide internet. This all together means boom, we're seeing some real utility and real possibilities for everyone involved. It's not just the elite that get to participate in this global game. You know, anyone that wants to can invest micro portions in expanding product offerings on the other side of the world, in developing markets, establishing co-trade, foreign investors. This is big stuff. And honestly, thinking like, oh, what's possible? That's endless. It's limitless. What's possible? So, ooh, hello. XRP pilots indicate potential global savings of 16.5 billion. That's a lot of savings. That's a lot of savings. Ripple XRP. I love this graphic. This is my favorite graphic. I think I'm just gonna like download this on my phone and look at it every day for 12 years. Vision for 2030. That's a pretty long-term goal, right? They're not trying to look at when is XRP going to be in 2019. They don't care about that. They don't care about anything other than what are we going to do once we get there. Like everyone's racing to get to like when will XRP be a bunch of money and I can cash out. What are you going to do once you're there? What are you going to do once you have $1 billion? How are you going to turn and help the world? How are you going to turn your attention and pivot to take it the next step? Invite people in. Inclusive. Investing in finance, the foundations. This is stuff that we're going to have to go over further in another video, I think, just talking about what does this mean? You know, like what does it mean that you can invest micro portions? You know, what does it mean that you can basically see this huge part of the world? I'm in the States. In the States, we are so insular. Everyone in the States right now is talking about XRP being a security or not, but there's something out there. The rest of the world. The rest of the world's out there. We got this huge place. This is the Silk Road, the old Silk Road, and this is where it's happening. This is where it's happening. So, Silk Road economic belt right there, and you can see it. This is potentially really powerful. Rippling of payments in the region, just rippling it out. So, thanks guys for tuning in. We're gonna have to do more on this video or in this article and another video. I'm just trying to look at the headlines today and keep you guys informed and to get some face-to-face time with you. If you had any questions about the Codius launch that I did, then I thought maybe you could ask me. But I think I posted it just like right before this live stream, so you probably haven't finished it yet. You probably haven't made it through it. But if you do, you can let me know. Send me some tweets or whatever and say what's up, and I'll help you out if you have any issues. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. I know we had some difficulties at the beginning of the stream. It dropped twice, so we'll try to fix that for tomorrow's stream. Coming on about 11:15, it depends. And if you guys stay tuned for later, we'll have a drop for another video, and hopefully we will be able to make it out of this gray area quicker than we have been so far. We have 6 months of slipping into the red, and I think that this gray area, they're milking the gray area. They're milking the gray area is my guess. Enough with this penny movement. Let's get to that 20 cents. Thanks, something. Thanks, Joel. Thanks, God Hates Globalist. Thanks, Drizzy. Appreciate you guys. Take care. Farewell. I'll see you guys soon. I'll hit you guys up on Twitter and let you know what's going on. Peace. Thanks. Cheers.